I am happy to have joining with us tonight Mrs. Jackie Tate, Director of Elementary Teaching and Learning, Dr. Angela Isbell, Director of Federal Programs, also known as Title I, Ms. Yvette Laguerres, Student Enrollment Analyst, Mrs. Kimberly Forbes, Enrollment Specialist and Homeschool Coordinator, Mrs. Lauren Perez, Coordinator of Chesapeake Preschool Initiatives, all of whom are from Chesapeake Public Schools. Additionally, we are excited to have Ms. Emily Evans, Early Childhood Coordinator for the City of Chesapeake. Our wonderful panelists will assist me in providing information to you tonight, as well as answer any questions that you may have this evening. We are asking all attendees to please place your questions in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. We will answer all questions at the end of the webinar. Please note that this webinar, again, is being recorded for future use on our YouTube channel. Tonight's agenda will cover enrollment, health and immunization information, academic checklists, special education information, and community connections. At this time, I'd like to welcome Ms. Yvette Laguerres.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Congratulations, because you have a kindergarten age student and you're in Chesapeake and you're ready to enroll them. So welcome. I'm going to start off tonight with enrollment in some of the forms that we need in order to complete that process. First off, you're going to need your student's birth certificate. You're going to need proof of residency. Proof of residency is as simple as a current gas, water, electric bill in the parent's name. We in student enrollment understand that not everyone is going to have a gas, water, electric bill in their name, and we're here to assist you if you don't. If you just moved, a new lease, a closing disclosure, special situations like that, the Office of Student Enrollment and Attendance can help you establish your residency. If a parent is new to the city and you don't know exactly when the forms are going to be due in, you can contact our office. We have an office email account. We have a Let's Talk feature that I will show you a little bit later in this presentation. And we have several talented young ladies in our office that are there to assist you. You're also going to need your child's school health information, custody orders or court orders if applicable, foster care information form, again, if applicable, and an individualized education plan, an IEP or a 504, again, if applicable. Our military families, thank you for your service and thank you for being a Chesapeake family. We love our military families and we're here to assist you in any way, shape, or form. Special enrollment for military families. We have one young lady in our office that specializes in helping our military families. If you are enrolling someone, and their parent is away on military deployment, we would need a military power of attorney. And again, our office can assist you with that. We have a Let's Talk feature on our CPS webpage. And when you go to the Let's Talk feature, you'll see student enrollment has a lot of different activities or subtopics there listed. And we have an active duty military feature. You can ask your question and it will be directed to the person in our office that handles those matters. Also on here, you'll see the email address for Mr. Jeffrey McGee. He is our military liaison, and he is very good at assisting our families with everything that they can think of, and his response time is excellent. You're in very capable hands. And then we have Ms. Eunice Brown from the Family and Community Engagement Center. All right, moms, dads, guardians, now that you have all your enrollment forms, I'm going to introduce you to ParentVUE. In order to register your student, you have to create a ParentVUE account. When you go to the ParentVUE, it's going to ask you, when you go to ParentVUE, you can either create a new account, or if you have an existing account, you can log in. If you're enrolling a new student, you must go through ParentVUE. For our families that are going to create a new account, you're going to be asked a series of questions. If you respond to these questions, it'll let you continue on in order to create that account, or it might flag you because it might recognize you as a previous parent or guardian, and then it can direct you to your previous parent view account. And your local school can help you re-register that account. When you complete your parent view account, you'll be directed to some demographic information about yourself, about your children, their age, date of birth, etc. One of the things that we ask that you fill out is the home language survey. It's very important. We want to know what language is spoken at home, and we want to be able to help identify children that can benefit from language services. Some things to remember in regards to enrolling your child in Chesapeake Public Schools: you must live in the city of Chesapeake. Students must attend their zone school. We are a zone-based school system. If you don't know what your zone school is, we have a Find Your Zone School feature on our webpage. We have attendance maps, and there is even a link on here to type in your address. And since I'm talking about your address, just a little tidbit for those parents that do parent view and you have to type in your account. Speaking from previous experience, you have to be very specific when you do your parent view account and write in your address in the appropriate way. And by this, I mean, if I live at 312 Cedar Road, you put your 312 in the numeric, your Cedar in the street name, and then you have to identify the type of street as road. And I'm sorry if I threw you off there by backtrack, but I thought I'd share that little tidbit with you. But again, you must live in the city of Chesapeake. You must create a parent view account, and we are here to assist you in getting all your forms together. Our office is currently closed to the public, but we are assisting everyone and anyone that we can. We're doing so via the phone and via our Let's Talk feature and our Office of Student Enrollment general email account. If you go to the student enrollment homepage, you'll see our contact information. The Let's Talk feature, again, if you click on that, it has several subtopics, and it will direct your question directly to the person that handles that issue for you. Health and immunization. So this particular year, there are a few changes, and I just want to make sure that I get this right. Before children enter kindergarten, they now need 2 properly spaced doses of hepatitis A vaccine. The first dose should be administered at age 12 months or older. The HAV vaccine requirement is in addition to the existing kindergarten requirements according to ACIP vaccine schedule. Prior to the law going into effect, children entering kindergarten were not required to have the HAV vaccine. It is very important to get an appointment as soon as possible. You can call the Chesapeake Health Department for info about vaccination clinics. Parents, we encourage you to schedule your appointments now. Summer is quickly upon us, and those appointments do fill up quickly. If you have any questions about the health and immunization requirements, you can contact Health Services. If you are looking for providers, you can contact the Chesapeake Health Department. At this point, I'd like to turn it back over to Ms. Lisa Carey, and thank you for having me this evening.
Thank you very much, Yvette, for that powerful information. Also, I just want to let parents know that we are excited to announce fresh in tonight that the health department is offering physicals and immunizations this next Tuesday, which will be May 19th, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Again, they're going to be offering physicals and immunizations next Tuesday, May 19th, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The location is the old Sears building off of Military Highway. If you need more information, again, you can contact the Chesapeake Health Department, and they will have more information in reference to how to get there and what you need to do to sign up. So I hope you take advantage of that. I'm excited to announce to you that we have launched our kindergarten website. The website can be accessed by going to Chesapeake Public Schools homepage. You can type in the word kindergarten and look for the link that says Kindergarten Teaching and Learning. That's the department. The website is a one-stop shop for everything that you need to learn for entering kindergarten. And I'm going to click here right now, so just to give you a little view of the website so you'll know what you're looking at. We have several areas up here. If you notice our tabs at the top, curriculum, which provides you with the information regarding our curriculum, as well as contact information if you need to contact someone in a particular subject area, such as English. Our instructional resources have information regarding technology, especially technology used for instructional purposes. Our library services is a great resource for research projects and online learning, as well as a link to the public library. Under our early learning tab, you'll see information about preschool opportunities, which is our CPI program. They are already taking enrollment, so you can contact CPI for that information, as well as kindergarten information. Our online learning has a variety of things, such as student support, resource accounts, a virtual academy. This was something that we really increased during the pandemic. So it has a lot of great, valuable resources. Next, I'd like to show you, and everything here in blue is actually a hyperlink. So it will take you to the area that you need. One of the big points that we want to show parents is a checklist of skills. Here you can find all the information that your child needs to be ready and successful for kindergarten, as well as the Chesapeake Are You Ready website, which contains community resource information that we'll go over tonight, as well as information from EVMS, which has a program called Minus 9 to 5. At this time, I'd like to show you a quick video from one of our wonderful principals, Mrs. Sonia Beasley.
Hello, I'm Sonia Beasley, a Chesapeake Public Schools principal, and in my years of serving our students, I am often asked by parents, is my child ready for kindergarten? It's a big step and a milestone for you and your child, so in the weeks before school begins, here's some skills to master. You'll know they're ready if they can do most of the following. They should be able to say their first and last name and be able to go to the bathroom independently and wash their hands. Being able to say their first and last name will not only help their teachers, but will help them develop friendships in class. It's very important that they can button, zip, and snap their clothing to be able to hold conversations, listen, and ask and answer questions. To be able to follow one-step directions as well as routines, and express needs and wants using words. Naming familiar letters and shapes and being able to count 5 objects one at a time is very important and will lay the foundation for reading and math. They should also be able to name the colors in a box of 8 crayons and throw, bounce, and catch a large ball. Building a tower with 5 blocks will be a lot of fun for them to do in the classroom. And be familiar with using pencils, crayons, markers, and scissors for all of the fun learning activities in store for them. So if your child will be 5 years old on or before September 30th this school year, congratulations, you have an uprising kindergartner. For more information, please visit ChesapeakeAreYouReady.com or feel free to call Chesapeake Public Schools at 547-0153.
All right, so that was a wonderful video from Mrs. Beasley. I'm really happy to announce that we have a kindergarten story time. And this is where principals have taken the opportunity to share moments or different stories where kids learn to explore their first time in school, particularly with kindergarten. So I'd like parents to just check that out. We'll update it every 2 weeks or so with new principals. And our goal is to actually have a principal from every elementary school read a story on Storytime. So I'd like parents to check that out. Also on this website, we have everything that we've talked about tonight, including our student online registration, kindergarten enrollment. This here is your one-stop shop for everything you need. So if you remember this website, and I'll actually put it in the actual YouTube video, you'll actually see the website. You can go here for anything, any information that we share tonight. You can go to this page and find that information out. At this time, I'd like to turn the program over to my colleague, Eunice Brown. She will cover information from the Office of Exceptional Learning.
Thank you, Lisa. Getting your child with special needs ready for kindergarten can be stressful. You may be feeling scared, sad, excited, or even relieved. There are a number of things that you can do to make sure the transition to school is smooth, and here are several tips. If your child is receiving early childhood special education services and or related services, your child's preschool teacher and school staff will be able to assist you in the transition process of your child from preschool to kindergarten. They will assist you in connecting to the staff in the school where your child will be transitioning. Make sure that your child's IEP has been updated and note the services they will receive and where. Also, pay close attention to your child's accommodations and or modifications and where they will be received. It's always a nice touch to write a school opening letter introducing yourself to your child's teacher. You can let them know that you're excited you're to work with them, and then alert them that your child has an IEP and they will be receiving accommodations and modifications in specific settings during the school day. You may also include a profile of your child. And simply a profile is a written synopsis that shares your child's likes, dislikes, strengths, and weaknesses, and successful strategies. Now, there are several products that were developed by Chesapeake along with Region 2 PRCs to assist in preparing your child's kindergarten year. We have several examples of student profiles that you can use to present your child's teacher so you can provide a written snapshot of your child to his new teacher. Power books are available. The Power Book is a parent organizer with educational resources. It's a place that you can keep your child's updated IEP, pertinent medical and testing information, and communications that you have with the school throughout the year. And finally, the Power App is an online web-based media resource that was a collaborative effort with Region 2 PRCs and George Mason TTAC. It provides families with online resources to answer questions about child development, disabilities, community services, special education, diploma options in Virginia, and transition to life after high school. The questions and potential resources are separated into age levels: early childhood, elementary school, middle school, and high school. For more information on the Power App, or if you would like to get a copy of the Power Book or any of the profiles that I've mentioned, just contact us at the Office of FACE. And now I'm going to turn the program over to Emily.
Hello, everyone. I am with Community Programs, the Department of Human Services, and I just wanted to go over some resources that can be very helpful for you with your child or even if you have older children. But before I begin, I just wanted to go over when we discussed the immunizations at the Sears. It was a slight miscommunication. I just confirmed with the health department. They sent us the wrong date. It's not going to be Tuesday, but it's Wednesday, May the 19th. So I know we said Tuesday, May the 19th, but we had the incorrect date. So it'll be next Wednesday, and they will be sharing a flyer that will be dispersed. So you can also look for that regarding more details. So I'm going to begin just discussing the resource guide. The Chesapeake Resource Guide is available online and is also available in a physical copy. If you would like copies, the schools carry them as well as all the libraries, or you can contact me in Human Services and we have physical copies to share. We have them available in English and in Spanish. But if you go through them, there are a lot of resources with anything you're looking for. If you're looking for just contact information for the libraries or any type of transportation, military, veterans, residential care programs for youth, teen programs for older child, or if you need of any type of services, that information is in here and it's available for you to contact. Or if you need something from social services, it's broken down into each area so that you can have someone to contact, because I know sometimes if you're looking for information, it seems like you're going everywhere, but this is one place where you can go to access that. And again, if you would like a copy, you can contact me and I can make sure you get them, or they're also available in the libraries and the schools. So going on from the resource guide, I want to go and discuss a website. It's called Resources 757. And with Resources 757, it's another portal that you can utilize to find information for anything that you may need. So if you were to click, like example, find resources in the top right corner, you can go up there and search for things that you may need. So currently, one of the things, if you need assistance with like the rent relief, if you're having problems with that due to COVID, the city of Chesapeake is still accepting applications for those who may need rental assistance. You can go online to get that, or if you're in need of any type of services with housing or early childhood, things like that, you can go up there and you can see how it's broken down into each segment, and they can link you to those resources to get you in contact with someone. Sometimes this is the first site that you go to be linked to the Department of Social Services or other community programs to get that information. So in addition to Resources 757, there's also another website called 211 Virginia. And that one is monitored and is brought by the Department of Social Services. And once again, it's another portal for resources, but sometimes, you may find more details and information. The difference with 211 Virginia is they are available 24 hours a day. You can contact them by going online and searching and clicking on the links, as you see how it's separated just from whatever you need. But you can also contact them on phone and by phone, so you can call or you can chat online. And pretty soon there's going to be a feature available where you can text to receive those resources as well. So sometimes, even if you just want to go up there and search around, it's a good resource. And one of the last ones that we're going to share with you is called Ableist, and it's very similar to the other websites. If you click on where it says Ableist resource website, it will take you to a breakdown where you can search and you can find different help and resources in your area. So one thing that's good through the Ableist that you could use if you need help, like finding assistance with getting clothing, or even like the local food pantries and what do they have available, what's going on, you can search through Ableist and it'll break down what they have and where you can go. And if you ever need any assistance like navigating those resources, you can contact community programs, the Department of Human Services, and I'll be glad to assist you. So going to the next slide is where I'll focus on some of the childcare resources available. So now that your child is getting ready for kindergarten, you may find that you are in need of childcare before and after care, or just other things with that. So if you go to childcareva.com, that is the Department of Social Services website. You can go there and search for subsidy providers. If you qualify for subsidy, you can check to see if they're licensed, religiously exempt, family day homes. That's all broken down on that website. And one of the good things now, recently it was passed that if you have a child ages 0 to 5, they have changed the income requirements, so you are able to likely qualify for subsidy. So I'm recommending to parents now, since your child is not in kindergarten yet, to go ahead and apply to see if you would qualify, because now you can make more money and still receive subsidy for your child, and it's guaranteed for a year. So they changed a lot of things that were previously hindering some people from being eligible for services. So even if you don't have a job, you can qualify for subsidy. If you are currently job searching and you are no longer required to report to the Department of DCSE, which is basically child support enforcement. Previously, if you didn't have that parent on child support, you weren't able to qualify for childcare, but they have removed those things just to make it more accessible for parents to receiving childcare. So that's something that's available. If you need any assistance navigating that website, once again, you can contact me or contact social services and we'll be glad to help. So the next website is called ReadySetRegisterHR.org. So it's a community initiative with getting information for kindergarten registration. So yes, we're focusing on Chesapeake because we are Chesapeake, but it also breaks down in every city. So if you know someone who is living in another city, or even if you are moving, it will link you to that school's website so that you can get the information for registration. So of course, if you click Chesapeake, it's going to take you to the Office of Student Enrollment, and you can just share that with other people, as you know, because each city will take you to their website and you can kind of get that information in regards to registration for your child. The next website is infopeak.org. So Chesapeake Public Library has made a lot of great updates. They've also changed it. I know it's been infopeak.org for a long time. They recently also got the URL chesapeakelibrary.org, but there are a lot of good resources up there for parents of children, and you can utilize a lot of their free services. The Chesapeake Public Library has free online tutoring. So now, especially with virtual, they can have one-on-one tutoring with tutors that's already paid for by the library. If they go and search and learn, it's broken down by age, even adult learning, and their classes up there, a lot of resources to help those children. And they also have their calendar. So if you were to click their calendar, you can see different events that they have even throughout the summer, and you can navigate and see. And I just recently saw today that you can click on events and make flyers from it, the brochure, and you can see what's going on in the library. So that's just something to utilize because they do have a lot of services, and sometimes, we forget or get overwhelmed not thinking about that, but it's just one thing that I think is very important and is available, and they are always willing to help, especially now that they have the Clarence Cuffey Outreach Center. So they also do tutoring services there as well. So it's just something that you want to look in to see, what's available and what's out there in the community. The next website is vachildcare.com, and that is Child Care Aware's website. Child Care Aware they are just a resource in regards to childcare. So you can go and search. If you click families in the top, you can go and it breaks down like questions to ask when you're looking for childcare. Like it'll link you to childcare financial assistance, family resources, and they can help you, navigate, because sometimes this may be the first time your child has gone to a formal childcare and you're not sure, how to navigate it, but they can help you in regards to that with information and details. And they can also link you to somebody locally if you prefer to talk to someone on the phone, or you can do that online. And the last website that is available is called thebasicshr.org, and it links you to that. The Basics is basically, it's an evidence-based approach, and it focuses on 5 ways that your family can, give your child a great start in life. And it's basically just simple things that you can do with your child, and it's focused on children 0 to 5, but these principles can be utilized, throughout their entire age, like maximizing love, managing stress, exploring through movement and play. And sometimes you think about these things, you may only focus on the younger child, but what they found through research is that just doing these simple things with your children, even as they get older, helps make them more confident and more successful in school. And that is just an initiative that has come to Hampton Roads, and you may have already heard about it. And if you haven't, you'll be hearing more, because they're really pushing for it because of the benefits and what they found to make it more successful and easier for children to transition in school and well as in care. So I just want to end to make sure that if anybody has any questions, or if you're ever in need of any resources, you can contact me in community programs, and I'll be glad to help. And right now I'm going to turn it over to Eunice, for a Q&A.
I don't have any, well, I have one question, and I was just asking Lisa about the links, but is there somebody who wants to say something?
I do, Eunice, if you have a moment.
Yes.
I'm sorry to hijack the end of this. I just wanted to try and wrap some things up from the student enrollment and attendance office perspective. Again, welcome families. We're really excited to have your little ones. I just want to emphasize the point of you need to create those parent view accounts. As soon as you create those parent view accounts, you're going to have the opportunity to upload your documents, your birth certificate, your proof of residency, your physicals, the immunizations, etc. I encourage you to get, this registration done as quickly as possible, because as soon as we know your babies are coming, we want to prepare. Once you create that parent view account, your virtual little one is going to be out there, and your zone school is going to pick them up, and that zone school is going to contact you, and we're going to get those wheels on that bus turning. So again, I encourage you to get your parent view account set up. If you need assistance, Chesapeake Public Schools is there for you. And that's all I have to say, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Lisa? Oh, we do have a question. Will students be required to wear masks?
I can answer that question. At this time, we are still in the process of making determinations, and certainly all requirements come from our health department. As you know, we want to do everything that we can always to make sure that our children are safe. So we will be following the safety and mitigation protocols that will be established in collaboration with our SHAB, the local health department, and then CDC regulations.
And how can people find out about after school daycare or things in the area?
We have a lot of different things, but I know that Miss Emily could probably, I saw you come on, Em. Go ahead, Em, you can come on.
Well, one way you can look to see with after school childcare is you can go to the childcareva.com website, and when you go in that search feature, you can go and search and put in the specifications on what it is you're looking for exactly, and it'll link you to different providers. And you can also go to vachildcare.com, and if you want a more detailed list, they can actually kind of do the work for you if that's if that's what you prefer. So those two websites, childcareva.com or vachildcare.com, and they can help you find the care that you need.
Okay. I have someone who has a child that has a physical schedule for the summer. Can they register him and add the health information at a later date?
Yes, you can go ahead and establish that parent view account, and you can upload your forms. And once you have your physical completed, you can upload those at a later point in time. The school's not gonna be able to complete your child's registration until they have it in hand. So you'll just be sitting in virtual world, but we'll know that you're there.
Okay, thank you so much. There's someone who has a son who's going to be going to full day kindergarten that starts this year, and they're used to half day kindergarten. Is there any information about the differences and what to expect with full day?
So we're really excited because this is the first time in the history of Chesapeake Public Schools that all of our kindergarten programs will be full day. Certainly the day will be longer, but it will include the opportunity for your little ones to have all of the resources, which is PE and art and music. They'll have opportunities to go to the library and guidance. And so it will run the full gamut of our instructional program. The other things is that we will have the opportunity for students who may need the opportunity to have interventions put in place. Maybe there's some things that they're struggling with, and there might be also opportunities for enrichment opportunities for students so that we can extend learning. So the kindergarten program, I'd like to say that our program, even when it was half day, was extremely successful. But what we're going to be able to do with the full day kindergarten program is give students a wider variety of instructional resources and experiences.
When do they typically find out about open house or the bus schedules? When does that typically come out?
Well, one of the things that I put in the chat, and I thought that I was just trying to answer a question, but we really encourage our parents to make sure that they enroll and get their student registered at least by August the 8th. And the reason that we have that as the drop dead date is because we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to work with the schools and our transportation department to get all the bus routes finalized. And after the 8th of August, sometimes it's difficult to get your child's route put into the system. So really, parents, what we want you to do is get your child registered before August the 8th. Once your child is fully registered, the teachers and the principals will do a really good job of trying to get children screened and then assigned into a classroom. Once your child is in parent view, officially enrolled, and they have all that information, you'll receive information about open house from your child's zone school.
Thank you so much. I have a parent who's in the process of moving, and they're unsure if they'll still be in Chesapeake City. Should they wait until they're a little closer to register, or closer to knowing the final destination, or is in the process to change the information later easy? Will they be able to like register and then transfer easier?
I'm going to take that one. I think that, so you're not sure that you're going to be in the city of Chesapeake. I probably would wait a little bit, as long as you have your baby enrolled by August 8th. But this is what I would do. I would suggest that you go ahead and get your child's physical and immunizations up to date. That oftentimes for our families is the hardest thing with the enrollment process. So you can't go wrong by getting your physical and your immunizations up to date. Once you have that information and you know where you're going to be residing, any school division in the region will be glad to help you get through the process. So what I would suggest you to do is first get the physical and make sure you get those immunizations.
Will the schools be doing assessments for new kindergartners this summer for class placement?
Typically, traditionally, we do. We are going to try to determine how that will look as we continually monitor and manage our way through this pandemic. But in traditional years, yes, what we do is we reach out to families who have new kindergarten students, and they come in for a kindergarten screening so that we can align where they would best be placed. We really do heterogeneous grouping, so that means children from all levels of readiness are in a classroom together because that's how children best learn, and it's the most developmentally appropriate approach.
You know the hours of kindergarten?
They are listed on the Chesapeake Public Schools website. I believe most of our kindergarten schools start at 7:35, but please don't hold me to that. I know it's on the website.
It is. Is there a list somewhere of the required vaccinations so I can make sure I get all of them?
Did place that on in our slides, and we will make the slides and the links available for all parents at the completion of this webinar.
I believe that may be all. I know some people are trying to answer some questions. Lisa?
Okay. Thank you very much. That went really well. Thank you everyone for asking those very important questions. This concludes tonight's webinar. I'm excited that you all joined us tonight, and I would like to thank my panelists for assisting us with answering the question and getting questions and getting the information out to our families. We hope the families are ready and motivated for kindergarten enrollment. We look forward to seeing all of our babies in September. If you have any questions regarding enrollment, please feel free to contact our school district. The number is 757-547-0153. You can also contact us at the Office of FACE, and that stands for Family and Community Engagement. Our number is 757-482-5923. This webinar again has been recorded and will be placed on the Chesapeake Public Schools YouTube channel within the next few days. Thank you for joining us, and remember, families and communities work better together.